I just got back from test driving a Chevy Tahoe and it's awesome. I'm gonna get it inspected tomorrow and hopefully I can buy it. And I'm very excited, but also so nervous. Yeah, I got like a churning stomach every half hour. But anyways, I just took out one of the third row seats for my Chevy Tahoe. I'm starting to take out all the seats so I can map out the structure I'm going to put in there for car living. Oh, it was really heavy. Because I gotta go take another seat out. Whew. The other third row seat. I'm gonna fit those under my bed. And then I've got to take out the second row seats. They're bucket seats. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Hopefully it's in the manual. I don't know. I've read that it's just like 4 bolts per seat. And you've got to like lift up some heavy duty Velcro pieces. I don't know which pieces those are yet. Editing voiceover Albie here. So obviously I did buy the Tahoe and I removed all the seats. I spent 3 months looking for the perfect vehicle, and after all that time I was actually really confident in my choice, and I was so relieved when I actually had bought the Tahoe. Oh, and there's so much room to sleep back here. So much room! Now I'm trying to figure out how to get these seats out. So it looks like I need an Allen wrench to get cover off, and then I might be able to unbolt it. I'm gonna go grab an Allen wrench for this, and then hopefully I can see the bolts that I need to take out. There's the 4 millimeters in metric. Oh, there's the screw. This just pops out of there. And there. I think I do have to take these bolts out to get the seat out. It looks like, yeah, this is all one thing. This seat is connected to that platform. So I'll probably end up putting this back on. That's really in there. Might need like an impact gun. I might not be able to do this by hand. I feel like I just gotta break the rim. I don't have that strong of a drill. Oh, it's nudging. There we go. Just have to get the right leverage. There we go. Might be worth buying the right size wrench for this, but we're here already. After I removed all the bolts, I recruited my mom's help to move these seats out of the car because it's definitely a 2-person job. They're really heavy. Just keep turning. Just keep turning. Yes. Okay. 7 to go. I think I'll put this cover back on. It might be hard to do that later. Okay. I'm not going to crank it as tight as it was before. It doesn't seem like it really needed to be that tight. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Onto another bolt. My plan for this car is to camp in it and live in it over long-term road trips to see national parks and awesome places all over the country and take lots of photos. And I wanted a really comfortable vehicle to do that in. Later in this video, you'll see me build a bed frame and a plywood floor. I got all the bolts out with a crescent wrench. And now seat is loose. Takes the whole car. So this should just lift out of here now, but I think it's gonna be even heavier than the rear seats. So I'm just sitting here in my Tahoe trying to figure out what to do about a platform where the second row seats were. I've got the bolts that the seats were secured to secure the platform, but there's a few different levels back here in the floor. And the bed is gonna extend past the middle section. So it's not like a floor that I'll be like walking on a lot. Over here it will be, over here it's gonna be a bed. So just sitting here staring at the floor, thinking and making plans. Once I had my plan, I bought pre-finished half-inch plywood at Home Depot and the straightest 2x2 inch sticks that I could find. After carefully measuring the car's floor, I cut the board with the jigsaw. In most of these videos, you'll see me working in a drapery workroom. It was really nice to have access to work tables and saws. So I already drilled holes for the bolts in the floor, but I had to use a Forstner bit later because the bolts did not reach all the way through the wood. They're not long enough. The wood platform is not sitting low enough to bolt down yet, so I'm thinking the padding in this center area under the carpet is pushing it up. So I'm going to try to cut the padding underneath the carpet out where that wood starts in the middle. So I'm lifting the carpet up back here. I'm trying to get further in there to cut this section out in the middle. So I just cut out this padding that was here. So hopefully that will let my wood panel bolt down to these holes. This is the Forstner bit The top piece of wood is a guide for the drill so it doesn't drift all over and I can keep control of it. I tried this sanding trick I saw on TikTok, but it did not work, so I went back to regular sanding. Sanding all these sticks took a few hours, but I won't bore you with all of that footage. These 2x2 sticks, which are really 1.5 by 1.5 inches, are for the bed frame, which is 79 inches long and 29 inches wide. The bed I ordered had not arrived yet, and it's actually about 31 inches wide, so I still have to add another 2x2 stick to the side of the bed to make it the right width. After a few failed attempts to assemble the frame with just screws in the corners, I bought L brackets to keep the frame square and sturdier, and then I added the additional screws to the corners. If you made it this far in the video, you probably figured out what my favorite band is, so comment below if you figured that out. And thank you for watching, I really appreciate it, and I learned a lot through this process, so hopefully what I'm sharing can help other people in their builds. I just figured out the height of the legs of the bed over here by making this level the same as it was when it was on the ground next to the car, because the car's sitting at an incline right now, so if I made the bed perfectly level, then it would be way too high on this end. Excuse me while I do this in the most difficult way possible, because where I normally work is full of people, so I gotta do it in the car. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe if you want to see more of the building process. I'll be uploading more videos soon, and I can't wait to get on the road and share the journey. Time to figure out the rest of the legs and support pieces. This is just I'm very basic frame right now, and that's not gonna be strong enough for a bed. So I gotta add more legs and supports and figure out if I want to put any flooring underneath them that would affect their length. We'll see. So I'm ready to finally put these sticks on the bed frame. These are gonna hold in the pieces of plywood that cover this, and I'll be able to lift those up to access what I've got stored underneath. So these are border frame that holds that in. And I was debating whether or not to glue them down. I think I'm going to glue them and brad nail them to make them stronger, because I think these are gonna get a lot of wear just being part of the top of the bed. So I want them to be sturdy, not be falling off in a month. And the only reason I was thinking about not gluing them is because they cover the screws of the center legs, 2 of the screws on each side. So if I wanted to take those legs out, that would make it more difficult. But I could get a Dremel or a chisel and just take out that little bit that's covering the screw if I need to change this at some point. So yeah, I'm gonna get out a brad nailer and the glue and a wet rag to clean up the glue and get started. This is a good cheap finger strength exercise if you have some squeeze clamps and you want to be ready for rock climbing. Anyways, got these for this. They're just big enough. I'm running out of clamps, but I do need to cut down a couple of these, so I can go ahead and do that. So I'll mark these, come down, and maybe some of these will be dry enough that I can steal those clamps. Oh, beautiful. Okay, let's glue it. And then I'll steal clamps from the other pieces that are probably dry enough now. Probably put too much glue on this one. If I was going to refrain from gluing these, it probably should be these end two, because they're connecting this crossbar to the sides. But I'm going for it. Gluing it down. Okay, right. Push this forward. Some blocks under here. Now I've got a surface to push against. Yeah, right there. That works. Good. Lots of glue. I've got music going in the back. Don't know how that's gonna affect the video. Like, it's just very faint background music. So really, if they took, like, if somebody got mad at me for that, it would be pretty absurd. You probably can't understand what the music is anyway. It's just Pandora. I'm gonna put on all of the cloud boards as they'll go in the car. Very exciting. The big one, this goes where the second row seats are. Or where they were. Then all the little ones. And there's some wiggle room in here. I made these cuts with what was gonna be, or got these cuts out of a 4x8 sheet that also was the floorboard in the Tahoe. Sorry, it doesn't like cover every single inch of this, but I'm hitting clamps here. It gets really close. Like, definitely close enough. Plenty of wiggle room, so like, slide these around. I'm gonna add attachments to pull these out easy, so I don't have to like get my fingers in between them. But that's awesome. You sleep on this. Hopefully it doesn't rattle too much when I'm driving. If it does, then maybe I'll have to have some sort of strap over it for when I'm doing long drives, just to muffle it. But we'll see once I got the bed on there, all the stuff underneath it in the Tahoe, maybe it won't be a problem. But wow, exciting! But I put these supports in so that they'll pretty much support these boards when I'm laying down on it. They'll hit there. So these boards are going to be really supported, and it's got 8 legs on it. And I'll probably add some more structure, and I've got the rest of the Tahoe design. I'm gonna keep it really simple right now, because I think once I got this simple structure out there, then I'll know exactly what else I need to add on to the build. So right now I'm just kind of like guessing, running scenarios in my head, how I'm gonna want this to be laid out. I don't know, I think I've talked myself out now. Almost at my word limit. I'll put this in the car, I think. Yep. That's like basically how I'm approaching all of this. Is like, I want it to look great and right, but it's camper and it's gotta be as affordable as possible. So just making it work, functional, decent looking, and if it's pretty, that's a bonus. Yeah. Okay, signing off. So, in the back of the Tahoe, this is the mattress I got. I'm currently working on a cover for it to protect it from the wood and make it look pretty. And then here is the bed frame. So I've got all these pieces that I can lift up individually and access whatever I've got underneath. And I'm gonna add straps to these to make them easier to lift up. So I don't have to get my fingers in between the wood every time. So yeah, it's really strong. I've laid on here. It's super comfortable with the mattress. So I'm excited. So now I'm gonna build everything that goes around this. This was the most important thing. Like, I wanted to make sure that this was the right height and width and everything. I still have to add a piece to the side because the mattress is a little bigger than I thought it was gonna be. And so I'm gonna add a piece to the side of the bed frame that'll just bring it out, make it a little wider, and then it'll be perfect.